The spaceship, christened Explorer, drifted aimlessly through the inky blackness of space. A stray asteroid, a rogue piece of cosmic debris, had knocked it off course. Captain Eva Collins gripped the controls, her knuckles white, her face drawn and pale in the dim emergency lighting. Beside her, Lieutenant Mark Jenkins, his face a mask of worry, monitored their dwindling oxygen supply. "Anything, Mark?" Eva asked, her voice tight with tension. Mark shook his head, despair settling in his gut like a lead weight. "Nothing, Captain. Our comms are fried and we're way off the charted trajectory." They were lost, adrift in the vast emptiness, with time and hope slipping away with each tick of the clock. The silence within the cockpit was broken only by the hiss of the failing life support system, a constant reminder of their precarious situation. It seemed like all hope was lost, that they were destined to become another statistic in the annals of space exploration. "Captain, look!" Mark exclaimed, pointing towards the faint glimmer that was slowly resolving itself into a sphere of blue and green. Eva squinted, her heart leaping with a flicker of hope. "Is that? Could it be?" It was a planet, a beautiful, Earth-like world bathed in the warm glow of a sun that looked suspiciously like their own. With renewed determination, Eva punched in the coordinates, guiding the crippled explorer towards this beacon of salvation. "Let's hope they have oxygen," Mark said, voicing both their fears and hopes. The descent was fraught with danger, the explorer groaning under the strain of entering the atmosphere. But Eva, her jaw set, her eyes focused, managed to pilot the ship down to a bumpy but safe landing. They had survived the crash, but their ordeal was far from over. They had landed on an alien world, a world that held both promise and unknown dangers. After ensuring the crash site was secure, Eva and Mark ventured out, their eyes wide with wonder and apprehension. The air, though breathable, had a strange metallic tang to it. Lush vegetation, alien in its diversity, carpeted the landscape, but something was amiss. "This is wrong," Eva murmured, a sense of unease creeping up her spine. The trees, though beautiful, were arranged in an oddly symmetrical pattern. The animals they encountered, bizarre creatures with shimmering scales and iridescent feathers, seemed to be the inverse of those they knew. And then they saw them, the inhabitants of this strange world. They looked human, they walked like humans, but something was fundamentally different. Every single one of them was the opposite gender of their earthly counterparts. It was as if they had stepped into a mirror world, a world where everything familiar was subtly, unsettlingly reversed. Their arrival did not go unnoticed. A group of these mirror humans, clad in strange, form-fitting attire, surrounded them, their expressions a mixture of curiosity and hostility. Eva, raising her hands in a gesture of peace, tried to communicate. "We come in peace," she said, her words slow and deliberate. But her words were met with a chorus of unintelligible sounds. The mirror humans, their eyes narrowed, moved closer, their hands reaching for weapons that shimmered with an otherworldly energy. Eva and Mark, outnumbered and outmatched, were quickly subdued and taken captive. They were marched through dense forests, the air thick with the scent of unknown flora, towards a city that rose from the horizon like a glittering mirage. Towers that scraped the sky, vehicles that hovered effortlessly above the ground, and structures that defied the laws of physics greeted their astonished eyes. The city was a marvel of advanced technology, a testament to the ingenuity of the mirror humans. Buildings pulsed with an internal light, vehicles zipped through the air on invisible pathways, and holographic images flickered everywhere. It was breathtaking and terrifying all at once. Their captors, their faces stern and unforgiving, threw them into a cell that shimmered with an energy field. Food, if it could be called that, materialized before them, tasteless but nutritious. Eva and Mark spent their time trying to decipher the language, the technology, the very essence of this inverted world. Days turned into nights, the alien sun a fiery red orb in the sky offering no warmth. The lack of ozone layer bathed the planet in an eerie reddish light. Strange, monstrous creatures, unlike anything they had ever seen, stalked the outskirts of the city, their roars echoing through the night. Finally, they were brought before a tribunal of sorts. 3 mirror humans, clad in flowing robes of vibrant colours, sat on a dais that pulsed with energy. Ava, mustering all her courage, stepped forward. "We mean you no harm," she said, her voice amplified by a device that translated her words into the alien tongue. The tribunal listened impassively as Ava explained their predicament, their crash landing, their origin on a distant planet called Earth. She spoke of their world, their people, their hopes and dreams. To her surprise, the tribunal listened with growing interest. When she was finished, a hushed silence fell over the court. The 3 judges conferred amongst themselves, their faces unreadable. Finally, the lead judge, a woman with piercing blue eyes, spoke. "We have never encountered beings like you before," the lead judge said, her voice surprisingly gentle. "Your world, your customs, they are both fascinating and disturbing." Eva dared to hope they were at least willing to listen, to understand. She spoke of the similarities between their worlds, the shared values of peace, cooperation and progress. She emphasized their desire to learn, to share knowledge, and to coexist peacefully. Her words seemed to have an effect. The judges, after further deliberation, reached a verdict. They were to be released free to explore this strange new world, but under one condition. "We will help you repair your vessel," the lead judge said, her expression softening slightly. "But you must promise to never reveal the existence of our world to your people. Our 2 worlds are not ready to meet, not yet." Eva and Mark readily agreed to the terms. They spent the next few weeks working alongside the mirror humans, marveling at their advanced technology and learning about their culture. They discovered that the gender reversal was the result of a unique evolutionary path, one that had led to a society where women held positions of power and men were relegated to more domestic roles. Despite the initial shock, Eva and Mark found themselves adapting to this topsy-turvy world. They learned the language, sampled the strange cuisine, and even befriended some of the locals. The mirror humans, true to their word, helped them repair the Explorer, using technology that seemed like magic to the 2 astronauts. As the day of their departure approached, a mixture of sadness and relief washed over them. The repaired Explorer, gleaming under the light of the double sun, stood ready for launch. Eva and Mark, their spacesuits feeling strangely constricting after weeks of wearing the comfortable clothing of the mirror humans, turned to face their rescuers. "Thank you," Eva said, her voice thick with emotion, "for everything." "Go in peace," the lead judge responded, her eyes reflecting a deep wisdom. "And remember your promise." With a thunderous roar, the Explorer lifted off, leaving behind the mirror world and its enigmatic inhabitants. As they hurtled through space, Earth beckoning in the distance, Eva and Mark knew they were forever changed by their experience. They had looked into a mirror and seen a reflection of humanity, twisted and yet familiar. They had faced their fears, embraced the unknown, and returned with a story that would stay with them forever, a story they were sworn never to tell.